Guys, it's Brandy. It's February 17th and I'm here with your Mialisia week in 3. This is about my 79th take on this video. So I'm just going to keep going no matter what I do and no matter how long I blabber on. I'm going to keep going so that I can get this out and up to you guys. Sorry it's late today. I don't have any really breaking news for this week, but I wanted to take just a few minutes and address a couple of the frequently asked questions that we've gotten relative to our new activity policy. So last Friday we announced some changes to the official Mialisia policies and procedures, which you can read in your back office. It's under resources and then reference. You can find our policy and procedure document. And we made some changes and are going to start implementing for the very first time an activity policy or a minimum sales requirement for you to maintain your Mialisia business. So the new requirement is just 100 PV. There's a difference between PV and retail sales. Keep that in mind. So it's 100 PV, which is not the same as $100 in retail sales every calendar quarter. So you have to submit at least 100 in PV 4 times a year in order to stay active or to retain your business. And really to be active means to be a designer. It means that you get the opportunity to purchase products from us at wholesale, that you can resell those for a retail profit, and that you can earn commission based on the sales of anybody that you personally recruited into the business or that they personally recruited into the business. So it's important. You want to pay attention to this one. If you want to continue to maintain your business and earn commissions on your own sales and on your team sales, you need to make sure that you've got this down and that you're hitting this requirement every quarter. Now there are a couple of I guess caveats to that. The first one is this requirement is waived the very first quarter that anybody joins the business. So if you signed with Mialisia in January, February, or you recruit somebody in the month of March, this minimum requirement does not apply to them. The first quarter that they will be held accountable to the $100 or 100 PV sales minimum is actually in Q2. So please know that. The month that you join, or the quarter that you join Mialisia is waived and the policy doesn't apply. The other thing that we want to say is life happens, and we certainly do not want anything that may be happening in your life that's a huge challenge for you to keep you from being successful and to keep you from managing your Mialisia business if you don't want it to. So if there's a death in your family or you have a long-term illness, maybe there's an adoption or a baby born or whatever it may be, please know that we are more than happy to give you a one-time reprieve from this requirement. We want to look at every individual on a case-by-case basis and make sure that we're giving you every opportunity to work through whatever issues may be happening with you in your life. So please contact us at Designer Support before you miss the deadline. So let's say you're in the middle of something right now crazy in your life and you feel like you're not going to hit this requirement for Q1, please call us early in March and let us know what you're going through so that we can work with you on that if you need to do that. And please know that's available for all of our designers across the board. You can't get, a reprieve month after quarter after quarter after quarter, but we certainly do want to help you and be as lenient as we possibly can. So reach out to us if this is a problem. Now, I've had some people ask me, what's this all about and why do we have a minimum sales requirement? And really it has to do with making sure that our designers are good representatives of the Mialisia brand. As you're out representing the company and selling products to your friends and family members and, working with hosts in a party situation, there's a lot that you need to know about in order to be successful and to represent us well. We launch new products on a pretty regular basis. We do tweak and change and offer new promotions on a monthly basis. There may be that a product is on back order or a product has been discontinued, or maybe we made a change to some sort of policy that may be affecting them in some way, and we just want you to be in the know. We just want you to touch in with us at least once a quarter and have some awareness of what's new and what's happening so that as you're out working your business, that you're aware of what's going on and you can provide great customer service to those that you're interacting with. And really that's the requirement why. And the 100 PV is pretty straightforward. That's usually 1 or 2 customer orders, and it doesn't matter to us when it comes in. You don't have to submit it all in one order. It doesn't have to be your personal order. It can be, a bunch of individual orders from your friends or family. It can be one party order. However you want to submit that is fine, and it doesn't have to come all at one time. So you can do 25 PV in January and 50 in March and another 25 in February, and you're going to hit the requirement. So it's a cumulative 100 PV every calendar quarter in order to stay active. So I've had that question quite a bit, and then I've had the question, well, what happens if I fail? Or let's say I would never fail because I'm rocking this business. But let's say, I recruited somebody early on who decided, that they're going to go back to school, or their husband took a job in Germany, or she took a job in Germany, or she's had quadruplets, or whatever it may be, and she decided, she doesn't want to work her Mialisia business, and she doesn't submit that to that minimum PV requirement. What happens to her? Well, she becomes inactive, and really, in essence, she's giving up her business. She's going to give up her website, she's going to give up her team, and she will no longer be considered a member of your team or a member of my team in this instance. But let's say that a year ago when she joined, she was active for 6 months, and let's say she recruited 2 people, and they're still busy and they're still working underneath her. So what happens in this instance is she's going to be removed from my organization, and there's going to be a hole in that spot where she once sat, and we're going to miss her and bless her heart. We wish her well. But what's going to happen is the people that were underneath her, if they were frontline to her, are going to be reassigned now to my frontline. So they're going to be pushed up in my organization to fill in that gap where her designership is no longer there. And those people who were my level 2 are now going to be my level 1. And I've had some questions about, well, what does that mean for me, if I'm trying to be promoted? So for example, if you want to become a pro designer with Mialisia, you need to have at least one senior designer on your level 1 team. So let's say in this instance, let's say it was my friend Tammy who moved to Germany with her quadruplets to go back to school. Let's say that she had a senior designer named Sheila under her. And so now Tammy is gone, and Sheila has moved up from my level 2 to my level 1. She's a designer on my level 1 team. And guess what? As long as I've got all the other requirements, I am now promoted to pro designer. So that's awesome. It's a great, great benefit for me, because more than likely, if my friend Tammy has been inactive and Sheila's a rock star, I've been helping her and I've been training her, and now I have the opportunity to benefit from her because she's going to move up in my organization. So that's called reassignment, and it's going to happen every quarter or 4 times a year after we have these deadlines for the minimum activity requirement. Now, the last question that I really want to address is, well, what is the difference between reassignment and compression? And they're totally different things. And the way that I like to separate them in my mind is that compression has to do with volume. Compression has to do with moving volume from lower levels in your organization higher up in your organization so you get paid more money. And for those of you who don't know about this, find out about this. Compression is the bomb. This is really the only party plan company that I'm aware of that offers compression and compensation. So it's awesome, awesome, awesome. Learn about this. So let's say in my scenario, so it was me, and I'm me, and then underneath me was my friend Tammy, I think, and then underneath Tammy was Sheila. Well, let's just say I'm in a place in my organization, and my title is such that I make 10% on Sheila, because she's my level 1, and I make 8% on, I make 10% on Tammy because she's my level 1, and I make 8% on Sheila because she's my level 2. So if Tammy sells $100, I'm going to make $10. And if Sheila sells $100, I'm going to make $8 because they're on level 1 and level 2 in my organization. Well, every single month, when commissions are committed here at Mialisia, we look at any holes where volume may not be. So let's say that in the month of January, for example, Tammy didn't do anything because she's off, right? She's in Germany and she's not even working her Mialisia business. So there was a 0 right there. And I'm going to get paid 10% of 0. Yay, Tammy, thanks for that. But Sheila is hanging out right there in level 2, and she did 100 PV. So what happens with compression is that Sheila's volume, not Sheila, but Sheila's volume moves from level 2 up to level 1, so that instead of getting paid 8% on her, where I should have because she's my level 2, I'm actually going to get paid 10% on her, so I make $2 more than I would have otherwise without compression, because that volume is going to move up to the hole that Tammy created when she didn't do anything for me in January. So compression happens every single month when we commit commissions, and it's about moving volume from lower levels in your organization higher up so that we're maximizing the money that we're paying you on that volume. Wherever it lands. Reassignment is about moving people in your organization, and it's a permanent change, and it happens 4 times a year, not every single month. And so reassignment is about moving people, and reassignment can affect your title. Whereas compression is about moving volume and does not affect your title. And that's really where people have gotten confused. And I hope I didn't just confuse you even more. Compression is volume, happens every single month, not permanent. Reassignment is people, happens 4 times a year and is a permanent change. And because we're moving people, it can affect your title.